The WNBA All-Star Draft was fun between Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier, the team captains, picking the players, picking the rosters. But the most interesting aspect was the coach swap, because Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team, or was to be the coach of her team, to Collier for Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York Liberty.
Caitlin Clark just made the funniest All-Star selections ever. She just picked her friends. She picked her friends. She made sure she picked no ops, as people like to call them. She made sure there were no ops on her team. If she's played with a player before, like Sonia Citron, she picked her. Gabby Williams. She picked nobody that's tweeted a negative thing about her. She's picked nobody that has said a negative thing about her in the media. She picked none of her rivals.
The most shocking moment of the WNBA All-Star Draft wasn't a player trade. It was a power move so cold, so calculated, it left the basketball world stunned. Caitlin Clark didn't just draft a team. She fired her coach. Live. On national television. In front of millions, Clark orchestrated a quiet but brutal takedown of Cheryl Reeve, the very coach who had spent months subtly undermining her from behind the scenes. What looked like a fun all-star event became a public chess match, and Clark delivered checkmate.
Yo, this is the first time I've ever seen this, man. The first time out of all the times I've seen where two star players are picking up players. They ask for a trade, or the median person asks for a trade, and they're talking about trading the coach.
Of course, Reeve is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, so that makes sense. But the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league, not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously snubbed from.
To understand the depth of this moment, you have to rewind. The tension between Clark and Reeve had been simmering since one of the most controversial decisions in recent WNBA history, Clark's Olympic snub. As head coach of Team USA, Cheryl Reeve held the keys to the Olympic roster. And while Clark was shattering viewership records, igniting fan bases, and pumping new life and revenue into the league, Reeve opted to leave her off the team. When pressed, her answers were vague, defensive, and dismissive. It didn't sit right with fans, and it didn't go unnoticed by Clark.
With you here, Caitlin, you said you might be aggressive on the trade market once this opened up. Is there any player that you're looking to get to? And remember, it has to be apples to apples trade here. Starter for starter, reserve for reserve. The good news is you can't go wrong with this type of talent. Anyone looking to make a deal here?
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello.
Caitlin Clark was supposed to be coached by Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve. Nafisa Collier was supposed to be coached by New York Liberty head coach Sandy Brondello. They swapped coaches. Cheryl Reeve, dodged the bullet. Thank God I don't need to coach Caitlin Clark, man. Man, I can't deal with that. I would have had to swallow so much pride. I can't do that. Fee, she probably called him the Fee, talk to Caitlin, please. I can't coach her. I can't do it. This book's about to come out. You know what they're going to be saying if I'm coaching Caitlin Clark and the book's out? Oh, God. Fee, please.
Then came the tweets. Reeve regularly posted #NoFF12, a phrase meant to emphasize team depth, but seen by many as a passive-aggressive jab at Clark's spotlight. For months, Reeve appeared more invested in pushing back against Clark's rise than celebrating it. The message was clear. You're not the face of this league. Not yet. But Caitlin Clark was listening, watching, planning.
Brondello's like, oh yeah, this is good. So wait, Caitlin Clark had Chrissy Sides, who never let her. Okay, now she's got Stephanie White, who wants to do off ball. Oh, okay. And now Sadie Brondello's like, wait. Oh, I could show Caitlin what she's been missing this whole entire. I can set up an offense like, oh, here comes recruitment year of 2028.
Between the players was a lot of fun, and Caitlin Clark also wound up with all of the Fever members on her squad as well, meaning Aaliyah Boston, Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell will be a trio in Indianapolis for All-Star. So that's the way it went down. Here are the teams. You can see Caitlin Clark celebrating what she was able to accomplish here. That's her squad. Clark, Boston, Ionescu, Wilson, Sabali, Mitchell, Gabby Williams. I love Gabby Williams. What a player. Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Jackie Young, Thornton, Kayla Thornton from the Valkyries. So Clark should have a very fast team now.
When the All-Star draft rolled around, Clark had a choice. Not just about teammates, but about culture, about loyalty, about leadership. And when given the mic, with the world watching, she made her move. When asked if she had any trades in mind, Clark calmly looked into the camera and said, "I don't know if this is in the rules, but I don't really care." Then, with zero hesitation, she announced a trade not of players, but of coaches. She and co-captain Nafisa Collier had agreed to send Cheryl Reeve packing and bring in Liberty coach Sandy Brondello instead. No theatrics, no back and forth, just a clean, surgical execution.
Caitlin Clark actually has a complete roster to start her team. She's got Caitlin Clark at the 1, Sabrina Ionescu at the 2, Satu Sabali at the 3. She must have heard the chatter in the offseason of fans saying, let's get Satu Sabali. I'm just saying, she might have heard a thing or two. We got AB at the 4 and Asia Wilson at the 5. Starters for starters, this should be a victory. I know it's the All-Star game, but
Reeve, who had spent the last year diminishing Clark's impact, was publicly removed by the very player she once sidelined. It was brutal. It was poetic. And it was intentional. This wasn't about ego. It was about culture. Brondello, a proven winner with back-to-back WNBA Finals runs, brought the energy Clark wanted. Positive, professional, focused on winning. Reeve brought politics.
Clark shows excellence.
Her team selections told the rest of the story. Her first pick? Fever teammate Aaliyah Boston. Her top reserve? Kelsey Mitchell. Surrounding herself with loyalty and firepower, Clark built a fortress of chemistry and talent.
Ases MBT Aya Wilson.
Sharpshooter Sabrina Ionescu. All-star forward Satu Sabali.
No ups, no buggy.
Just killers. This wasn't an all-star roster, it was a message. A declaration.
Now as Gangster Clark heard Cheryl Crusted Blueberry Muffin Ass Reeve being salty in that press conference, throwing shade at the Fever and said, nope, get her punk ass up out of here. She ain't about to coach my team for the All-Star game, and that's why I call her Gangster Clark, because whatever Gangster Clark wants, Gangster Clark gets.
If you're not helping me win, you're in the way. And fans got it immediately. Social media erupted. Clark just fired Reeve on TV iconic. Goodbye, Cheryl. This is Clark's league now. What Caitlin Clark did wasn't just bold, it was historic. She sent a warning shot to the league's old guard. The era of unchecked power is over. A second-year player just publicly outmaneuvered one of the WNBA's most powerful coaches, and did it without blinking. Imagine being Cheryl Reeve, walking into the draft expecting to coach the league's biggest star, only to get dropped live on ESPN. It wasn't just a trade. It was a reversal of power. The very coach who downplayed Clark's importance was forced to watch her handpick a champion in her place.
Bruh, tell me y'all just saw Caitlin Clark destroy Cheryl Reeves on national TV. I know y'all saw free smoke, ayy, free smoke, ayy, free smoke, ayy, free smoke. Bruh, Caitlin Clark want all the smoke. Caitlin Clark want all the smoke, bruh. Bruh, she just annihilated Cheryl Reeve on national television. I didn't see that coming. They asked Caitlin Clark, hey, Caitlin, are there any player trades you like to make? Nah, I'm kind of set with my team, but I would like to trade coaches.
This wasn't revenge. This was elite leadership. The kind Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Tom Brady were known for. Ruthless, uncompromising, focused entirely on one thing: winning.
Clark didn't complain.
She didn't clap back. She calculated. And when the spotlight came, she acted. With ice in her veins and precision in her execution, she rewrote the script, turning a slight into a statement. She's not just a superstar. She's a power broker,
A brand.
a movement. The WNBA just witnessed the dawn of a new era. Caitlin Clark isn't asking for permission anymore. She's taking control and building a dynasty in the process. The only question left is, who's brave enough to try and stop her?